I saw one man destroy an entire army. It sounds impossible, but I swear it happened. I was there. I'll tell you how it went. It was during the rainy season, when the fields were thick with mud, and you could smell the damp earth in the air. My people lived in peace, but that peace was fragile. The Bako tribe had been eyeing our land for months. We heard they were coming, hundreds of them, armed with spears, shields, and rage. Our elders said we had no chance. That's when ADISA stepped forward. ADISA wasn't a chief or a leader. He was just a hunter, younger than most warriors but stronger than all of them. He didn't boast. He didn't even look nervous. He just said, "Let me handle them." Everyone thought he was mad. How could one man fight an army? But ADISA wasn't just any man. When the Bako army arrived, they didn't come quietly. They sang war songs, their voices like thunder rolling through the hills. From where I stood, high in the trees, I could see their shields shining under the gray sky. My people were terrified, hiding in their homes or preparing to flee. Only ADISA stood at the edge of the village, waiting for them. He didn't bring an army. He didn't even bring a shield. Just his spear and his wits. As the Bako warriors got closer, ADISA did something I'll never forget. He walked straight into the middle of their ranks, calm as a lion. They froze, confused. No one attacks an army alone. ADISA raised his spear high and shouted, "You came to take our land. Then fight me. If I win, you leave. If I lose, you can have everything." The Bako warriors laughed. Their leader, a tall man with scars all over his chest, stepped forward and said, "One man against all of us. This is no fight. This is a joke." ADISA didn't flinch. "If it's a joke, then why are you afraid?" The leader's face hardened, and he signaled for his men to attack. What happened next is hard to explain. ADISA didn't fight them like a warrior. He fought them like a hunter. He didn't run into the crowd swinging wildly. Instead, he moved fast, weaving through them, striking only when it mattered. A spear to the leg here, a shield knocked away there. He used the mud to his advantage, making their heavy steps slower, their movements clumsy. By the time they realized what was happening, half of them were on the ground, groaning in pain. The rest hesitated. They weren't used to fear, but ADISA wasn't fighting like a man. He was fighting like a storm. The Bako leader shouted for them to surround him, but it didn't matter. ADISA kept moving, faster than they could react. He wasn't stronger than all of them, but he was smarter. He used their numbers against them, making them trip over each other. Finally, the leader himself charged at ADISA. The two clashed, their spears meeting with a crack that echoed through the air. For a moment, it looked like ADISA might fall. But then he did something I'll never forget. He dropped his spear. Everyone gasped. I thought he was surrendering, but no. He grabbed the leader's spear mid-strike, twisted it out of his hands, and flipped him into the mud. Silence. The Bako warriors stared at their leader, lying flat on his back, defeated. ADISA stood over him and said, "Go home. This land is ours." And they did. That was the day ADISA saved our village. He didn't just fight with strength, he fought with his mind. He taught us that sometimes, courage is the sharpest weapon of all. I still don't know how one man could do what he did, but I'll never forget it. It was like watching a story come to life. And now, it's my turn to tell it. The moral lesson is that courage, intelligence, and strategy can overcome seemingly insurmountable odds, and that true leadership comes from action, not status.